Promised that I'd be a little bit more lively this week. Welcome back to Melbourne Strength Cultures podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. We were just talking off air because Buzz, unfortunately, slept in today. What happened, Buzz?
I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to do wheeze, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. Alarm went off at 6, hit snooze, went off again. I turned my alarm off. I'm like, all right, I'm getting up. I had the intention to do work and have a shower before Charlie picked me up because my car is in the shop. And
for a while.
For a while, for a couple months.
For specifically 3 months.
Yeah.
It's getting repaired.
Oh, bugger. And then I woke up at to a rap at the window, and it was Charlie, and I was like, oh, bugger, it's 7:45 a.m. And I slept in. That's why the sunnies are on. Eyes are still dark. The bags, Gucci, obviously. So now we're here.
If we're being honest, was you being late sorted me out because I had an ETA of about 8:04, and then was like,
me.
I'll be there 8:10. I'm like, easy, I'm early.
So the only people who were on time was Jamie and myself. Was Donnie on time?
Donnie wasn't on time.
I was on time.
I was early,
10
boys.
minutes
We
waiting
need
in
to
front of
change
your
this.
house.
This
Donnie walked
attitude
in
needs to
about
change.
8:02.
All right, hold on. Let's
I was
just
on time.
rein it in. Before I was relying on other people because of my mechanical issues, I am always punctual.
Buzzies.
No, you are.
Buzzies.
You're more often late than me.
Did he
I've had a
9 out of 10 late
I've had a bad run.
Yeah.
in the AM?
I'm not that late.
You're 5 to 10 minutes late generally. to
No, I'm
work
not.
meetings. Yeah. You were late the
The other day, I rang Jamie.
He
told
called
him
me
I
at
was gonna be late.
about 9 a.m. saying I might be late today.
Does a phone call stop you from being late?
No, but I'm
late.
saying it's not late if you ring at 9 a.m. and say, I've got something on. I'm not going to get there at 2:45.
Objectively late.
I disagree. I disagree. I completely
No, I'm just saying, if the
disagree.
meeting is at 2:45 every single week, forever, and you rock up at 2:50, 2:55, late. I didn't say you didn't have anything on. You had something on, but you're still late.
Disagree.
Hey, bro, I'm going to
I
be
can't
running.
say anything
Hey,
here.
so I'm guessing this phone call would have been, hey, bro, I'm going to be running a little bit late today to the meeting because I got something on.
He's actually got a really good point.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You gave good notice on you.
Yeah, but I think your perception of me running late is skewed from Monday because it was the most recent
You
meeting.
got recent memory bias.
Because I'm on
Recency
time
bias.
every time. There's
That's
occasional.
a big call.
Yeah,
Every time. Again,
there's some
objective.
often ones.
Objective.
There's some ones that are late. There's some days that there's a little bit of a.
See, my problem is I don't message
You're
ahead.
always late.
I'm
You're
like-
always
I'm-
late.
I-
Your
I don't-
problem is you're always late.
I convince myself, nah, I'm going to make it, and then I don't. I'm like, fuck.
Why don't you just leave earlier?
I need to leave earlier.
Just
that is the
fucking
solution.
leave earlier.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
solution.
I've never
That's the
understood
solution.
chronically late people. Just leave earlier.
Look,
No,
probably
no,
the last year, I've let myself slip. I used to be good at it, but
All right,
we've taken a hit.
yeah.
You get, starting today.
Yeah,
starting
resolutions
today,
and that.
Diddy. Yeah, you got to
Starting
be on
today.
time. On time.
Or there
Or
has to be.
else.
There has to be.
Yeah, we
something.
have to have a repercussion for being late.
one shin kick.
I'll take that. Yeah, that's fair. But I don't want to get a shin
You
kick,
have
so
to
I'm not gonna be late.
contact. You have to. If you're going to be late, you have to contact 1 hour before the meeting.
Fair,
If you
yeah.
contact within the last 30 minutes,
9
40
a.m.
minutes,
9
You just
a.m.
didn't leave early enough.
yeah, you didn't leave
9
early.
a.m. preferably.
That's fair.
And it's a shin kick.
It's a shin
It's
kick.
a toe
It has to
bash.
be.
It's just a toe straight to the shin.
Straight into the shin.
Just the toe box. Straight
not
to
in
the shin.
not in sandals or Charlie's rocking sandals. I'm wearing
TN. A
Crocs.
TN to the
It has
shin.
to be a TN to the shin. Maybe we'll steel
Gunner
cap
style.
him as well. No,
Yeah.
my mum was. I remember for like school, I was always late, and I was like the one Greek kid that would rock up 5 to 10 minutes late. I'm like, Mum, I can't rock up to school late. I don't want to be the last kid into the. She's like, No, we'll be fine.
We had one of
Always,
those too.
every single time, 5, 10 minutes late, and then since then, I've always been like 5 to half an hour early anywhere.
Yeah, I like being early.
Yeah,
That's why I'm generally early.
you're getting really defensive, man.
No, because I think you've skewed Mondays.
I think we've got to give him a toe bash.
Charlie doesn't want to be put in the GDM pile. It's not a good pile to
I'm
be
on
in.
time.
So you're good.
And I always, and he can vouch for me, if I'm running late, I call him. I call him and say, I give him exact ETA.
Oh, it's all good. I didn't say you're always late, man. You're taking it as something else.
I think when Charlie and I used to PT, or more specifically, when we used to have, we used to run like a very semi-private model where like 4 to 6 people would book in per hour in the mornings, and then people just wouldn't rock up. 6 a.m. Any young PT out there knows this feeling. Your 6 a.m. just
Oh,
doesn't
it's the
fucking
worst,
rock up.
yeah.
You've had a massive weekend because you're 20 years old. You've come off a bloody 4 a.m. finish on Sunday morning, and then you got the Sunday scaries, and you're like, fuck, I've got a 6 a.m. client on Monday. You rock up at 6 a.m., cancelled, 7:30, cancelled. You haven't done any work until like 9 a.m. You feel like shit. And everyone used to always say, my alarm clock didn't go off. And me and Charlie would sit there and be like, no, technology fucking works, man.
Yeah.
Like it, absolutely. You're an idiot.
I had 2 incidents that put me into like time anxiety for a while when I was doing group fitness. I had a Friday 6 a.m. class that I had to be there for, and without fail, pumping. Like people wouldn't cancel. Like there would always be 20 people minimum at that class, and I live 15 minutes away. One week, and I was working stupid hours. Like I was across 3 jobs. Like it was just ridiculous. I'd get home on a Thursday night at like 10 o'clock, in bed by 11, got to be up at 5, and then get to the thing at 6. And I get a phone call at 6:15, and there's 20 people at the front of the gym that I was supposed to open up, just waiting. Fuck. The boss got there, luckily, from the other group class, which was on the beach. That was the first one, so I stuffed that up. Literally the week after, I did exactly the same thing again. Exactly the same thing. So 1 week wasn't enough. 2 weeks, you know that feeling? Like your heart is literally in your balls. Like it just drops so quick. And then ever since then, I think I'd woke, like not ever since then, for years afterwards, I'd never woke up to an alarm. I woke up at least half an hour before an alarm. It ruined me.
It's called anxiety.
I think it's called anxiety. yeah. Ruined me.
No
Not
good.
fun. It's not a good feeling.
Yo, I don't actually like being like, I don't like that feeling. That's why I avoid it.
Still on it.
So I avoid it. I hate that running late feeling.
Yeah. We'll stop being late, bro, and it'll sort it out.
Just be on time, Charlie.
I love how I'm the most late person, but Charlie's confident more than me.
I was like,
Your time's coming, mate. Your time's coming.
Bugger. Watch
your
out.
time's coming. You just know.
Your time's just a bit
sit
late.
there
That's the difference, though. I'm not trying to defend
You're just
myself.
going to get shin kicked.
No, because you are late.
Yeah, actually, that's the point.
We're going to have to film someone getting shin kicked.
Nah, I can't happen. I've got to be on time.
Sunday, I had my first ever experience of the alarm not going off.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
So
Yeah.
you're-
So you're late
That's
twice
why-
in a week?
That's
2 days in a row,
my
back-to-back
God.
days. Back-to-back days. At the Women's PGA. I want to talk about the Women's PGA. I had my first
We'll
ProAm.
get there in a second.
I think we're going to move off this topic because Charlie's going to crack me.
So and this is
That was
where
where we're going.
we taught Nick Feather to plan your snoozes.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on snoozes,
So,
boys?
plan
Snoozing
your
the alarm.
snoozes.
Nah.
Nah, I think it's shit. I've been doing it more lately, and I think that's why I
gotta
stuffed up
plan
today.
it.
You got to plan the snooze.
I planned the snooze. So obviously
feel
the
shit
alarm
when I
didn't go off
snooze.
on Sunday, but if it had have gone off, I was meant to go off at 7:40 a.m. 2 snoozes. That gets, and then I get up at 7:58. Got a half an hour. Get ready. Leave
So you
8:30.
start your alarm a little bit earlier with the...
Yeah, I plan the snoozes because I think snoozing is shit if you don't plan it because then
Yeah,
you're
'cause then you're
actually-
late.
Then you're going into time that you're meant to be getting ready. So because I always work backwards. So I got to be at my Hindus at 9, allow half an hour, 8:30. Obviously didn't go to plan because the alarm didn't go off, but 8:30, get out of bed at 8, half an hour to get ready, make coffee, whatever, and then so 7:40 alarm goes off, get 2 snoozes.
So I like that. I've never thought about that.
Plan
I've
your
just
snoozes.
set like 4 alarms.
Yeah. So yeah, because people do that. They set multiple alarms.
Well, I set the time I want, and then 1 minute later, like just in case, and then like so whenever I get up, I turn off 2 alarms.
and then you
that's
turn
it.
them both off, go back to sleep, and rock
so
up
here's the
20
thing,
minutes
though.
later.
I
You're
don't.
like,
Here's the thing. My problem is I don't snooze. I don't stay in bed. I just.
do you even set an alarm?
No, I
you
do.
fucking do
I do.
anything?
The problem is I'll think.
Everyone's getting
I'll-
real
I'll
defensive
think-
now.
No, I'm not getting
Charlie.
defensive.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'll be like, oh yeah, like half an hour's enough for me to get up, have a shower, pack my food, have a coffee, and then that's
Obviously not.
not enough
Obviously
time.
not.
I just need to set my alarm early. That's
Gotta let
How
45
many
minutes.
times? How many years is it going to take before you realize?
No, we're done. This is it. This is it. We're gonna have a recap
is
on
an
next week's
intervention.
podcast
45
about how good my punctuality's been.
45
we're done.
minutes. Increase it to
No,
45.
exactly. I just need to do that. I need to make that 30, 45.
Well,
And then we're sorted.
today I was fucking well and truly on time. Even
Yeah, well, 1 out of 3.
all I know is you're only as strong as your weakest link, and you fucking let me down this morning. You let me down big time.
My the diff on the Hyundai let you down.
It was the diff, wasn't it?
The
Yeah.
diff.
Radiator.
Big job.
Big
Yeah,
job.
so-
big job. Big job. COVID supply chains.
Oh, you know how it is. Yeah.
You know how it is.
I want to actually talk about my Pro-Am event, the Women's PGA. Women's Pro Golfing Association.
Were you on time?
I was on time. We were very early. We were about an hour and a half early. We were way too
That's why I
excited.
heard the story.
We were way too excited. But Nick Ryan invited myself and Mahindu to a Pro-Am where you play. So you're in a team of 3 and you've got a pro as well. So there's 4 professional. So we had a young girl, Kono, her name was. She actually ended up coming 8th in the event. And it's for those who know golf, it's best ball off the tee and then you play your own ball from there forward. And you get a handicap. Do you guys know how a handicap works?
Nick Ryan was explaining to me.
Yeah. So a handicap,
Just how shit you are.
yeah, pretty much just levels everyone out so that you can actually be competitive against other people. So really good players have a really low handicap. Really poor players have really high handicaps. It ranges typically between 0 and 36.
What happens if you go over 36?
Well, this is part of the cheating. Someone
play golf.
fucking cheated us.
It is not good enough.
So women,
Because someone told me
women's-
mine was going to be 40 the other day. Because today's round's going to be
I
my
think
first
on
my
future
first
golf,
card.
I think on future golf you can go above 36. But if you're above 36, I don't know, maybe don't get a handicap just yet. Like wait till you're around
Well, I'm
36.
getting kicked out of the group apparently.
Yeah, end of Feb. If you don't have a handicap
gotta
end of
get a
Feb, you're out of whack.
Need the handicap.
So we were playing and we're playing this 18 holes and we're like, fuck, we're dominating. Like we were doing really well. Nick Ryan is a sneaky good putter, by the way, guys. Really good putter.
If you need a putter, he's your man.
Yeah, he's your man. And we ended up finishing the day and we're like, fuck, surely we've won this. We have smoked today. Played really well. It helps having Mahindu, who is a very high handicapper, but he's accelerating really quickly. So he's a bit delayed. So he's probably better than where he's currently at. But we sit down, we have lunch, we come second. And we hear the first team score and we're like, that's not right. There's no way that's right. And all the pros are sitting there like calculating like that's fucking dodgy. Like no chance they've scored that. And then the next day the actual scoreboard comes out of how they've calculated that score and we 100% got cheated.
What was their handicap?
Some idiot had a 48 handicap, which is absurdly bad at golf. And he played at a 15 handicap.
48's terrible.
He played at a 15 handicap level on the day.
What's your handicap as a reference point?
So my handicap's 20. I played off 23 that day.
There you go.
And I would have played to about a 19, so like very close.
Yeah.
Mahindu's off 25. He played to about 22.
Does this make any sense to you?
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah.
And the guy had 48 and played to a 15. So he scored more points alone than nearly our entire team.
So how so does like the handicap get updated as you play?
Every round it updates. So
Every
we
round.
reckon it was his first round with a handicap. And he was significantly better and he's put dodgy cards in. So we got cheated out of a $50 drum and golf voucher. So fuck you, man.
You still won some, but you didn't win as much as you should have won.
So
Yeah,
you
and
won-
third
what,
place-
you win 150. You could have won 200.
Could have won 200. But third place, fourth place didn't win anything. They got cheated out of a fucking voucher.
Bugger.
Couldn't believe it.
48's really bad.
You got
Terrible.
names.
I do have names, but I'm not. No.
Shin kicks.
Shin kicks.
We'll visit them privately.
Yeah.
Caps.
And take that gift voucher back.
Yeah, and we'll be on time.
Take the driver.
When we do it.
It's crazy how good they are at golf though. Those
The pros.
the professionals. Like actually watching them and
was,
playing a full round with her.
It was like poetry in motion.
Yeah.
No, it was
She
lit-
broke scratch at 14 years old. That's when
All right, define that.
What a scratch
so
mean?
scratch means you play a course to how many strokes you should take.
Okay. Well,
So you're
To par.
to par, yeah.
that's the
literally.
one.
Do you reckon you will ever?
I
do
played 21 strokes over par.
Do you reckon
She
you-
broke.
Yeah, okay.
She broke that. So at 14,
Jesus.
she would have beaten me by at least 20 strokes every round.
that? Do you reckon you'll?
So young.
Do you reckon you'll ever hit scratch?
Nah, no way. It's way too much.
You got every hole has to be perfect.
Man, she's been
perfect.
playing
Do you
since
know?
she was
Do
10.
you know anyone who's like close to?
Yeah,
like any guys who
Macca-
just play around the
Macca
block.
plays
like-
off 7. Yeah.
So he's getting close. Like,
But he says for him to get from 7 to 0 is the same amount of time it's going to take me to get from 21 to 7.
I know.
That golf
like
I coached, Eric, did he
He'd
play
be
scratch?
close to scratch
Yeah,
probably.
he
Yeah,
was a proper
yeah.
golfer.
Yeah, he played college. Yeah.
I know. Like Brendan Goddard is 3 plus 3.
Plus
but
3, so he's
he's
passed,
been
yeah.
playing for years and years and years and years, and even he's not like at like I think getting pars like that's professional
They're
level.
crazy.
Which was a good tip that Macca gave me, which I really liked. He's like, stop aiming for par. He's like, aim for 2 over every hole.
Aim for your handicap. Yeah.
So two over every hole is like your par.
Yeah.
Which was, and then it's
Changes your mindset.
change your mindset, and then you're like, oh, I've got an extra putt and an extra stroke on the fairway every hole,
Every hole, yeah.
which was good.
Makes a big
But,
difference.
and you had a lesson yesterday. How was your lesson?
I did have a lesson yesterday.
You rotated.
Is this
in
your first
places.
lesson?
No, I've had a few lessons, but I think this coach is my coach. I think I found him. He's a really nice guy at Spring Valley.
Had you rotating in places?
Yeah,
you
had me
thought?
rotating. He was telling me my hips are stiff. He did a few tests on me.
Bugger.
And I've always known they've been a little bit stiff, but he's like, man, these are fucking stiff hips. And then he gave me like 2 drills, and my right posterior rib cage, like the back quarter of my fucking trunk, like back here, was rotating. My ribs were like fucking, they felt like they were bending. This drill he was doing with me, trying to get me into like my backside. And then he trying to get me on my front side. My glutes have never been so like fatigued from just standing there, rotating and shit. So he's giving me a kettlebell drill.
Probably
so I've got
accessing little fibers of your glute. That you
yeah,
never accessed
100%,
before.
without a doubt. Glute.
I'll do it again.
It was very subtle. It was a subtle one, but it was there.
But no, it was really good. And he was, I liked the fact because he was talking about external cues and shit. He was like, I could tell you to do all this wrist shit, but you're not going to remember it. He's like, what are you feeling when you do it? I'm like, I'm just feeling back rotation. He's like, that's what you need to think about.
That's the cue.
Rotate back. I was like,
I like
fuck
that.
yeah.
I like when you find someone.
He understood
you
it.
resonate with what they, and you're like, oh, I get, you know, and it's I like that rather than just hitting me with a 4 million.
Yeah,
It's the same-
little wrist angles and fucking.
It's the same way you're going to coach anything down there. It's just, but I think I'm going to see.
He was really good
see
though.
him as well.
I thoroughly, I got a lot out of it, and he's given me 2 really basic drills: one to work on the backswing, one to work on the follow through. And he said work on both of them individually, and that was just start to connect. And I said, all right.
Did you start to hit the balls better?
Yeah, I started hitting some draws, which I'd never done before. Plenty of straight ones, plenty of duffs, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, Patrick Toppings.
Last
But
sentence.
Duff.
What's a draw and what's a duff?
draw is fading across your body.
Actually,
A slice is fading away from your body.
Yeah.
I just hit slices.
he loves
Just-
a slice.
I love a slice. Vanilla slice. I love a vanilla slice.
So we've got on the go. It's actually, we've got the same jokes.
There's 10 jokes that just
That
rotate.
get rotated, and everyone laughs every time.
Yeah.
So one that was really good. Anyone that tops the ball, they get called Patrick Topping.
Patrick Topping.
Feather didn't actually realise Patrick Topping was a DJ.
was a DJ,
They just
yeah.
thought we'd made that name up. And then he's on the radio one day and they're like, oh, this new track from Patrick Topping. No, haven't you heard this story?
No.
And he's like, fuck, I didn't realise he was an actual guy.
And then we've got Patrick Topping's brother, Patrick Dropping. When you lose your ball, you got to drop a new one.
Literally, they're grade 4 jokes.
Ian Healy, when you hear one off the face.
Grade 4 jokes, but
It's
they
fucking
get a
hilarious.
laugh every time.
Yeah. We interrupt this podcast for a word from our sponsors today, which is Get Going. If you are a young PT who's struggling, we know you guys are out there. You might be working at a big chain gym, not getting many leads from the gym, not many opportunities to grow and expand in your career position, or you're trying to work for yourself online. You suck at social media and you can't find leads again. It's probably time to try something different in your career, and Get Going are a fantastic company to get on board with. They're looking for personal trainers to join their ranks. They handle everything from lead generation, marketing, sales, and also just development as well. They upskill and actually build you in your career. They want you to grow. The better you do, the better they do. So if you're a young PT who's really struggling in your position, you're frustrated, you think there's something out there, but you just can't find it for yourself. If you're interested in learning more, there's a link down below. You can go and read up on the position, or you can simply put in your details and have a call with their team.
Basketball's back Monday.
Basketball is back. How many you got at the starting team?
We have 7.
7, all right. Well,
7 with multiple keen fill-ins, including Ashintha Pereira. So we may be seeing.
Really?
He's like last Monday. He's like, this Monday. He's like, basketball tonight. I'm like, nah, bro, next week. But I like the enthusiasm.
He's ready to go. How long will that enthusiasm
yeah, I was going to
last?
say,
We'll see.
I reckon
But he doesn't have a spot. He's a fill-in when we need him. He knows that.
So he'll be playing every week.
No, he won't. Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Someone will
Are
drop
you
out
late to
every week.
basketball?
I'm not late to basketball. I'm early to basketball.
So
See,
you-
it's
so
not
you-
priorities,
where you wanna be.
So yeah,
I get like I'm there like an hour early to
what I'm
basketball.
hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
I reckon we're gonna start docking pays. Don't worry about shin kicks.
Nah, bro, I come late but stay back. It'll balance
All
out.
right.
I'm starting to see where your priorities lie.
100%, bro. You know, you got to work on your weaknesses. Like this, I'm alright
Your
at.
jump shot?
Basketball, I suck.
Your
so
rebounds?
Got to get there and fucking warm up a bit.
Yeah.
But now we're back, so it'll be fun.
Fair enough. Fair
Back
enough.
to it.
How about you boys? Anything? How's the tri training? It's
good.
The bricks.
It's good. I'm sore. I'm real sore. The bricks I'm getting addicted to. I'm more looking forward to pushing a 50k ride and a 10k run than I am the triathlon.
Is it because the swimming's a part you enjoy the
swimming's
least?
hard, man.
No, it's just like it's not that. It's just I can feel like I know I'm going to get the try done. I don't know. The 50k ride and the 10k run is much bigger than anything we're going to be doing in the try, just to a lower intensity. And like it just feels like a slog, and it's a lot closer. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
But this Saturday I'll probably do a big one. Like I'm just ramping them up, like 35, like it's just 5.
You're actually starting to get into it now.
Yeah, just get into it. Like it's like actually managing intensity, because some of the earlier ones, like I'll run like Mark. We go in a crew of 5 of us. Like me and Marcus will go together. Like we just stick with our paces a little bit more, like in the group, so we're not all like tight. So I'll go with Marcus a bit more, and then Marcus is a bit quicker than me on the run, and then I start to G up, and then we get competitive with each other and start running hard, and it's not zone 2. Like it's just pushing it a bit hard. So now we've just got our shit together. But this one, because of my car troubles, we're meeting up at a different point.
I think it's just to break up the
route
is the route.
The route, and then also it's closer to the route.
The route.
I would have said route.
The route. The route.
Yeah.
I don't even know which one's right, but
So to cop this different route, we need to go to a different area. So I can't drive my bike to Ricketts Point.
yes.
So I'm just all the boys are gonna meet there, and I don't want to be a burden.
I was thinking about just hard cutting it with you as well.
I think I'm gonna do that. So
What does that mean?
So the ride we've intended to do is 35 kilometers plus a 7k run. And then,
But you got to ride to Ricketts Point.
so I want to ride to Ricketts Point. So from Chelsea, it's 12k's to.
So
It's
additional
47.
I don't want to leave my bike there either.
So you're
I
riding
wanna
back.
go 12k's to, ride the 35k's with the boys, and then 12k's back.
100%.
So that's
It's a 25k turnaround.
So 24 plus 35,
Quick maths.
59. Round it up,
Call it
obviously. 60 plus
65.
7. So I'll jump from the 30k that we did last week to 60k.
Spike that load.
Spike that load. But the bike is like...
Bike's easy.
The bike's easy. If you sit like proper zone 2, it's so easy. The biggest issue I found is fueling. I didn't have my snakes
I
last
think
week.
if I decide to hard cut it with you, which I reckon I just will, because then it just forces you. Because you got no option. You got to get
No
home.
option. Yeah.
You got to get home.
But I reckon we get some gel packs or lollies. Because
we
you
need
definitely
bags.
bags of
Seriously,
lollies.
no bags.
You definitely start to feel the drop.
No, for sure. Because we hit
carbohydrate.
Oliver's Hill. There's one hill. There's one hill that's it's just like you push hard, and we're not. Every cyclist will say hill.
Oh, I've got
That's not a hill. That's not a hill.
I've got a quote from Jamie's dad. In the
Rob,
gym.
yeah.
Rob, that's not a hill. It's a bump in the road.
That's what he said. But for us,
mate,
it's a hill.
I couldn't get up it. I felt I had to get off last time.
So we went a bit further after, and it is a bit more like hilly.
Hilly?
Well, there's a couple bumps in the road, as per Robbo. And on the way back, we're like, no kick in the legs, like zero kick in the legs whatsoever. Just flat. And then
Paddy
I think
said that.
there's no, we didn't have any carbs pre. I had like maybe like 15 to 20 grams of carbs beforehand with the shake I had. And that was it. It wasn't enough.
Fueling. Yeah, sorry. Keep going.
No, so the other days.
Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, sir.
You right there, Charlie?
That's interrupted. Continue.
The other days we were banging lollies. I made lolly bags for everyone that came around. I had snap logs for all the boys. But this one we just didn't have it, and I just feel like there was no kick. I think it's big.
I think you get 45 an hour in, and you definitely need that. And then when you hit the run,
If you're so just say you're feeling a bit flat on the ride, and then you ingest some simple sugars.
I think it's a preemptive.
How? Oh, so you're not going to feel it.
I
wanna
think
take it
you'd
before you
rather be
feel it.
preemptive. You want to be just.
I was going to say though, if you're
constantly
feeling
topping
flat,
up.
you have a gel or whatever.
yeah,
Do you actually feel like wow, like
Nah.
it changes you? Nah, you still feel flat.
it's not wet. You don't feel
because
wow.
it's not. That's not like a kick in. I don't think.
It's not like a wow. I'm fucking. It's just I don't know. You definitely notice when you don't.
Yeah.
You become a little bit more like everything. It just feels harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Significantly harder. That'd be the biggest difference. It's not so much that you're fucking like fuck this like. Put a rocket up my ass.
kicked in, bro.
Carbs have kicked in and put a rocket up my ass.
Have you felt any conflict of progression with your strength training yet?
So yesterday, I think I did myself a mischief, but not because of lifting.
That's a good phrase.
No, just I overshot week 1, my deads, and then I came into week 2. And
No,
I'm like,
that's nothing.
So it has nothing to do with your riding then.
it was nothing to do with my riding. It's like, I'll go up 5 kilos. So I failed my single. But then I just did an extra 2 sets of back offs with the same load as last week, and it was sufficiently hard. So
It's hard for me personally to say because I came off nationals where I was literally at my strongest ever, and I've started new movements. So I'm doing front squats and conventional deads, and then I'm pushing like, I've actually changed Nordics. I can't be bothered setting them up. I just do the GHD. It's the same thing. Very similar thing. But yeah, trying to push some different movements that I haven't really pushed before. So I'm progressing at them anyway. So yeah, I am progressing. But yeah, in terms of like, if I was going to look at my strength for like my power lifts, I'm not actually sure because I haven't been doing them.
Yeah.
I've been
actually, to say as well, I look at all my accessory movements.
They're all different.
Yeah, all my accessory movements are all rows at the end of the day. All rows, leg curls, leg extensions, stuff
Pull-ups.
like that. Pull up stuff like that. I look at all those numbers. Pull ups and dips are a bit harder because I've lost a bit of weight as well. So I'm like, am I just
Less
like
fat.
lighter and I can push more weight? Like, is that it? But if I look at like leg curls, leg extensions, all accessory movements, like I'm on par to when I was heavier and just as strong.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
yeah. So if I say that if I use the deadlift single, which is only one marker, like all right, that's not it. But I think that was just silly load
Off
selection.
week. Yeah.
And then everything else has been spot on. So not yet. I do think my weekly structure could be a lot better.
How so?
A lot better. I've just slapped a lifting program together before I'd worked out my weekly structure for the tri training, and I just think things could be a bit better. Like I could, like they're big on, like Alex Viada's big on consolidating training stresses. So if you're going to do a higher intensity running day, you do that with your heavier lifting, and you probably do that post. So you come into that. You might come into that a bit more pre-fatigued, or you do that running separate. So that's just fine, standalone, so you can put better effort in there. And then you do your low intensity, your steady state.
Rather than
like a
having
bit
two
later.
hard days in the week.
Yeah, exactly. It's to do with muscle fibers. So the high intensity running, closer to lifting, faster twitch muscle fibers. The low intensity stuff, slower twitch. Separate that shit.
That
Like
makes
that's
sense.
that's
Pretty
it.
much zone 2, from my understanding, is you can slot it in anywhere after you train. But yeah, it's the more high threshold stuff. So if you're doing your like lactate intervals of 1 to 4 minutes, you probably should do that. Like for me, Monday when I squat, that'd probably be the best day to do that. When I squat and do pendulums, because you're stressing the same fibers and then they can recover. But zone 2, you could pretty much chuck in anywhere. Just don't do it before weights.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. If doing it, do it after. Swimming, I have found, is pretty low stress.
How'd your long swim go?
I did
kilometre?
1,000. It wasn't a long swim. It was just 1,000 meters
How was it?
completed. It's fucked. I'm actually genuinely worried about the swim.
It's got to be. You got to do 2 weeks. If you're coming off no training, you got to do 2 weeks.
We did 2 a week last week, but I think I'm going to get some flippers too.
Yep.
Just to
Cheat your way through it.
Just to get more volume. Yeah, it's like just to accumulate more volume and be able to swim for longer and just build and not. It's like, if we look at it like we're talking about weights right now, it's like I'm trying to constantly hit 85, 90% all the time. Whereas flippers will drop me down. I can get some good training
So
volume.
you're basically reducing the load.
The load, so I can go. I
So you
can
can get more
actually-
reps in.
Yeah, I can actually do some 200, 300, hopefully 300, 400 meter swims.
In one.
Because you're
bout.
breathing, man. You're just strokes. You're breathing. You're
That's
just
the
the
challenge, yeah.
strokes themselves.
You're
You can't get
sinking.
long strokes. Like you're just clawing at the water. One thing that I have found is do not do heavy dips and pull-ups before you swim. I have felt like like bilateral lat tears. Like I feel like I'm going to tear a lat. The closest I've been to like, oh my God, that is pure discomfort. This isn't just muscle pump. This is like, if I keep going at this pace, something's going to go.
Imagine
Nothing
tearing your
goes,
lats swimming.
Nothing goes. Oh, bro, no, like nothing's gonna. Like I know nothing's gonna go, but it's like it's really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah, gets
Upside
sore.
is I do get out of the pool and I'm like fucking swinging. Like I feel like I'm massive. That's the only upside, but that's the only. I would not do that.
So you know how you're doing bricks with the ride and the run? Do you do the opposite and swim into a
you
ride?
can.
You
Yeah.
can, and it's recommended you try to do a couple because of shunting.
What's that?
It's
like the blood in the upper arms and then come down.
So when you transition from horizontal to upright, it can throw you on the transition, and you can get a bit lightheaded. So it's recommended the first few times you do it out of the pool into the run to the bike, you need to like be a bit steady. Don't like sprint straight out if you haven't done that before.
Be a little bit
Give
more
yourself some
cautious.
transition
yeah,
time.
yeah. So you got to get used to that.
I
because-
wouldn't mind trying a couple before the try.
Yeah, the first time I did it, I was proper dizzy. I don't know if I placed myself into it, but I like got out of the water and I'm like, I just went to jog in my wetsuit off the beach, and I'm like, this is, you know, when you get off the couch too quick,
Yeah.
it's like that, but it's
Worse.
just a bit more prolonged.
How far out are you guys now?
9 weeks this is 9 weeks out this week.
So for like the next month, does much change, or is it pretty much the same thing you've been doing? Or
I've added in another run, and I need to be consistent with the second swim.
The swims seems to be the
Second
Achilles
swim.
heel,
The
boys.
bike is easy. The bike we've been doing once a week. We've got that covered like comfortably. Yeah, it's just the thing I've noticed too is that I went running yesterday. Did 30. So I've stopped running for distance and I run for time. Now I don't go for distance because I think distance, obviously, it can start to skew you and you want to push harder. And whereas you just run for 30 minutes, zone 2, cruise, and then sort of you're not pushing for time. So I ran for distance last night, so 30 minutes. Legs coming off Monday's training session just felt fucking heavy. Like they were heavy, like after squats But then I was also reading, and I've got to understand the physiology a little bit better, like at the cellular level, that when you have that bit of fatigue, you can actually get that cardio
Training
stimulus.
effects
Yeah, or you can get it quicker and easier because you fatigue quicker. So there can actually be some benefit to that coming in a bit fatigued to your zone 2 work.
Yeah, you made a story yesterday about that, learning to train in a fatigue state.
That was more from a psychological standpoint, just like stop thinking you're going to feel good all the time, because people do think that, and a lot of people do think that, feeling good, and like testing strength, building strength, two different things. What we're doing now, testing and performing, because when we do the triathlon, we're going to taper, so we're not going to crush weights that week. We'll still, I might do one hard set, but we're going to taper like we would for a powerlifting comp, so the legs will be feeling fresh come the day. So building the aerobic base or building your strength in training is, you're going to have to get used to training under fatigue sometimes.
So it is fatigue mask fitness. It's that whole thing. You still get the training effect. It's just that you're under this fucking veil of fatigue, so you're not going to be performing at your best. And it's the same during a peak.
Yeah.
It's the same during a powerlifting peak as well. Like, you're not going to be hitting those peak numbers in the final legs of the
Like
block.
I ran significantly slower yesterday. I was running 7-minute 15K on average. Whereas I think I said to you when we were in the holiday break and I wasn't training, I did 6-minute 15Ks easy, 3.5K. It was cruising. Like, but I hadn't trained much, so my legs were fresh as fuck. But fresh as fuck. But yeah, I think it's just a thing that I've noticed is, and we've got to teach people to train through a bit of fatigue,
especially when you're combining multiple modalities.
Like, even if you're not,
even if not, I think
it's just doing strength, body hypertrophy focused work. Like fatigue is a normal part of training.
You don't have to try and avoid it. It's going to be there. Manage it, but you can't.
Because that's the thing. Like I said before, like I could structure my training week better, but there's just going to come a point
at some point
where
it's like, what do you do?
My week is my week, you know, and like life happens, whatever. Like you're going to have to eat some shit with some of these sessions and not feel good, and really have to detach from pace or load or whatever else. Because if you're fixated on that, especially with this kind of training, like lifting, you get by a bit. One session in a week would be shit, but with this, sometimes like you have a few and you're like, all right,
deflated.
These actually, like objectively, pace and load wise, none of this is enjoyable. It's just getting it in. Like you're not getting that high off. Like fuck, the pace is there,
less satisfaction.
The load's there. There's slightly less satisfaction, so you have to detach even further.
Yeah.
So you just, a lot of it is just get it in. You'll be right. The tape will sort. Yeah.
Complete human performance. Put up a post the other day, which I really liked, about detaching from your performances and not having it as part of your identity, which is everything. I've spoken a lot about that in powerlifting. And I remember that was when I sort of like stopped caring as much. Was when I just realized, no one actually cares. Like, no one actually cares.
Even you don't care about your training.
No one. Yeah, I don't care about my training at all.
Not at all.
No one cares about what you're doing, really. Like, no one does.
No.
So when I started to realize that, I was like, just train, enjoy it, show up, do the work, and ironically, you do get stronger, you do get better over time. Same with the running, like it's like the running even more so. I feel like no one really cares. Like you're out there by yourself.
When you share those numbers, I just look at them like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like
no one cares.
I got no idea.
If we were regular runners, we'd probably have a bit more of the concept. Like, oh, it's mad. You're hitting XYZ time.
I'm trying to speak to the 10 people that actually care about it. That's like.
So if you're listening,
no, but like it's true on Instagram, and that was what I used to think. Oh, I used to look at our peers in the industry and go, they're going to think I'm an idiot. But I'm not trying to talk to them anymore. I'm trying to talk to the 10 people out there that would potentially be like, oh, I want this guy to coach me because this is what I want to do or whatever. And I actually did get a young guy, Riley. He might be listening to this because he said he listens to the podcast. He messaged me and goes, for long time listener, first time caller, because loving the triathlon updates on your story. Keep them coming.
He's a weapon. Yeah.
So
he might jump on the app.
Riley.
Yeah.
So
You'll get some deadlift
There are
videos
people
from the
out
other
there.
day.
There are those 5, 10 people, 15 people that are listening to that stuff. But yeah, the run, no one cares. You're out there by yourself. You're running like a little slug, 7 minute, 7 minute Ks. But it's not about that. It's just about
Choco slug.
just being better.
Let's
But
go.
I like that I can just leave the front door and just go.
Just go.
I don't have to go to a gym. I don't have to go on a piece of cardio equipment because 30 minutes on the air bike and 30 minutes run, completely different. The air bike is boring as batshit.
Yeah, I've been, the little sprint sessions I've been doing have been.
Yeah, I feel like
fun, yeah.
intervals and stuff are good, like on that. But you start going. I noticed when I start going 25, 30, like it's just like
Oh, you've got another run
Boring.
since.
I've had 3.
He's-
I got my next one tomorrow.
athlete now.
Fuck, yeah, no.
I'm a hybrid vither.
We've got to go to the track.
Park the car.
Make a YouTube video of the track.
My last one was I wasn't even
So
planning on
slow.
doing
Do
it.
some
It's
400s.
so slow. The most underwhelming track video. That'd be funny.
18-minute
That could be like a
hundreds.
skit. That would be like a skit. You know how people like do their proper track videos? Like you just watch like Kipchoge and shit at the track.
yeah.
These guys are gliding and then it's just us at the track.
Yeah, slugs.
All the gear,
Slugging
got the Oakleys on.
Fuck,
We can get
slugs.
some super runners just running at like 8-minute pace.
Yeah, we'll get
Canoes. Get some canoes.
I would like to try some super runners one day. I don't think they'll do much for me, but we'll try, man.
I reckon they will.
I'm going to buy different runners though next time. I'm just going to try. I want to try a few different.
He got in your head, didn't he?
Well,
Kayana's a shit, man.
there's shit, but no, I don't know. I don't know. Out of curiosity.
Let's start with that. Overrated, underrated, Kayanos. Overrated.
No, I reckon overrated. You reckon? I reckon they're a fucking. You know, I didn't know Asics was Japanese.
Nah.
I did not know that.
on a Tuka Tiger, man.
Yeah, I
I
did.
swore they were like Australian brand.
No, they're
Fuck me.
Japanese.
There you
Asics.
go.
But
That's Tiger.
I would
do you know
say-
the Phil Knight story there? With Tiger shoes.
No.
That was his. I think that was his first brand or something, or it's the same factory that made those, and then that's where he started making Nike, and then he bought the factory.
Yeah.
He ended up buying the factory, and they had to move it, and they started Tiger.
You-
Something happened
No, I'm not
there.
gonna
Yeah.
say it.
So it's separate. It's Asics and onto Suka Tiger, whatever they're called, separate now.
Onitsuka.
I'm not sure, but somehow they're connected with Phil Knight and Shoe Dogs, the book.
Oh, Nike.
Big
Yeah.
Choco shoes, speaking of Onitsuka Tiger, the mid-top black and gold Onitsuka Tigers. All black with a gold Asics. That's, yeah.
Got that little flap on the back, that little leather flap.
Yeah.
That little tiny
Onto
little
Suka Tiger. But I think Kayanos, I'd say fairly rated.
fairly rated.
Fairly rated just because people keep buying them.
Yeah. They've
Anyway.
got the market share.
They got the market share, man. They got the name.
What does that
Alrighty,
mean?
so-
that means they could be overrated.
That's what I'm thinking.
Fuck. My whole world is thrown
Fairly
into
rated.
Fairly
disarray.
rated. So yesterday we put up in the Discord and on Instagram for overrated and underrated. This is going to be the next probably 30 minutes of us just rambling
It
about.
seems like this question in the Discord created probably the most conversation in like a few hour period that we've probably ever had. People
I
love
actually
it.
think Riley also, he asked me about the Asics as well, if I liked them.
Charlie's the new authority on all things.
No, I
running
was
shoes.
like,
Actually, someone else put that in the group.
I've only tried them. I don't know. They've been fine for me. I don't know.
Everyone comes in the Discord. Oh, heavy runner here, 100 kilo plus. What shoes do I get? Kayanos.
Kayanos.
Yeah, so overrated and
We've got
underrated.
one shoe to recommend. It's every time.
Safe, man. You always, there's power in confidence.
100%.
You
Sell
can't-
it.
you can't
Kayanos.
You got to just sell it.
Done.
Yeah.
No ifs, no buts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The first one, overrated, underrated, the sauna.
Overrated.
Underrated. Nah, not underrated. It's just, it's for me, it's fairly rated. I enjoy it.
Nah, this is going to suck.
don't
If
like
you're in
the
middle
sauna.
ground every single time, it's going to suck. Overrated.
But
Overrated.
it's not underrated because I know for most people they might not like. It's a personal thing.
I think
Overrated.
people either don't care about them or they rate them really, really highly. That's the two options.
That ruins it. It's your
Yeah.
opinion. It's my opinion. Overrated. I get 500 people, not 500, but everyone's like, oh, you got sauna? Nah, I want to do it for recovery. I'm like, you are actively dehydrating yourself, and I know for a fact you're not rehydrating yourself to the point you have to.
I wouldn't do it for
it to be
recovery.
good for recovery. Yeah, but I'm just saying that the overall thing, my opinion on it, overrated because everyone comes at it from a recovery thing, and I think it's silly.
For any-
heat shock proteins, Joe Rogan said it. I don't care. You're actively dehydrating yourself. The amount you need to put back into yourself for you to be rehydrated, not good enough for recovery. That's my opinion on it.
I
As a
agree.
leisure activity,
I agree with you.
yeah.
On
As a
that
leisure
behalf.
activity, underrated. But as a general thing,
I
it's
like
overrated.
the sauna. I've always liked the sauna because for me, we used to go to GSAC.
GSAC
Now
with
we go
the
Dan
Russians.
Serlin's house. He lights it up. It's a social thing. We sit in there. We talk some shit. We do 3 rounds of 15, and they get difficult. And
I
it's like
never
it becomes. He never lasts. They do get hard. I've had to tap out once. They get quite difficult, and there's just that mental. I like it for the mental thing. It's like pushing through. I'm not doing
Goggins.
anything. Goggins, yeah.
Goggins
doing
in a hot
something hard.
room.
But I don't know. I've always liked. I think I like that mental
Sweaty Goggins.
side of things. But yeah, the recovery, I would just go home, drink some water, eat protein.
For
Put your feet up.
the vast majority of people, any of those
Recovery.
modalities, the answer's probably going to be, do you get enough sleep? If you don't worry about the sauna, mate. Take
Eat
that half
food.
an hour in the sauna and go to bed earlier, and then get to work on
Eat
time.
enough, drink enough.
I'm heavily on the overrated side as well.
We've also discovered you're not a beach person.
Right.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't
You're just throwing jabs at each other.
And you hate fucking chicken.
I don't think,
What the fuck?
And you're late all the time.
I don't think you're. I don't think you like being in bathers.
No, I just don't like the beach. The beach sucks. I hate the water. I hate feeling dry.
And he
after getting
hates
out of the water.
marquees.
I hate the marquees. Too many bloody,
Bloody jet skis.
too many jet skis. Did you see that video of that kid? Did you see that kid?
That was fucked.
The
saw
jet
that.
ski?
That was really bad.
What a dog.
I didn't want. I saw
That was
the link. I
dangerous.
didn't
Like,
click on it,
fucking
though.
hell.
Yeah, holy shit. But
Too
yeah,
many
the
jet
beach. Beach also overrated. Fuck the beach. I'm a pool guy.
I got burnt twice, and I'm like, I'm wearing a t-shirt next time. I swear to God, like I'm fucking sick of peeling.
You got
My legs are still
sunscreen.
peeling.
Man, I'm gonna fucking.
You guys aren't practiced. You don't understand it.
I have not touched
That's
wood
fair.
this summer. We've spent hours at the beach. Haven't got burnt once.
Yeah.
I've been very proud of my.
Well done.
I'm really the slip slop slap message at primary school has worked for me.
Cemented.
Charlie takes 2 steps on the beach. 2 steps before we even put our shit down. He's like, I'm going to get sunscreen on. I calm it. You get
Mate,
it.
I'm
It's
trying
good.
to spread
I
the
respect
message
it.
because I think there's still a lot of silly behaviour around the sun out there,
Yeah.
and I see it firsthand.
I agree.
Very silly behaviour.
Too much roasting.
roasting,
Overrated.
not wearing sunscreen.
Overrated or underrated sunscreen.
You've positively influenced me. You have.
And you know who positively influenced me? Johnny Manara.
Johnny Manara.
Johnny Manara. Dad always as a kid, but yeah, I don't know. I've always been like, I don't really care for that superficial tan shit. I get tanned anyway wearing sunscreen. Like when I go to Europe this year, I'll be come back pretty dark. But I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, melanomas. Look after
No
myself.
good.
It's like, I don't know. We have like, it's we're pretty well understood that smoking is pretty bad for you. They said, but we're still. I feel the sun thing. I don't know.
It ages you for sure. So it's funny. You
The
do
old leather bag look.
Yeah, so it's like you do the tan for the aesthetic, but then it's like
In 20 years.
not even 20, 10 years that leather bag.
I hate that.
Got that Gucci face. Got that Louis Vuitton
I hate
face.
the I don't like to use the in 10 years. I don't like to use the in 10 years or 20 years thing because people say that about my tattoos
and
and they're
stuff,
like, "Oh, you're
yeah.
gonna hate that." And I'm like,
You
"Shut
want
the
a tan
fuck up."
tan.
It's always
Yeah.
funny. The people that don't have tattoos say that. I'm like, "All right, fair enough, whatever. Don't get tattoos. It's fine. I like tattoos. I want more
Tattoos, overrated, underrated.
Nah, they're again a personal thing. But no, I like. my
Oh, come
tattoos.
on, Charlie. Have an opinion,
painted on
man.
courage. Painted on courage.
Stickers. I like my tattoos, but what I'm saying is that if you do like, but I just still think it's a bit, I don't know what the word is. Silly. There's a lot
Overrated.
of silly. There's a lot of silly
Habits.
habits around the sun
Yep.
still.
Fair enough.
That's
So
sunscreen
what we're
underrated.
saying is that sun care or sun smartness is underrated.
Undervalued.
undervalued by society. So
Undervalued by
You
society.
know, and
We're really fucking up this.
One
this
thing
snippet.
that I-
It's called overrated or underrated.
I thought we were going to go value
Nah,
now.
somewhere in the middle ground. Nah, it's
Adequ-
undervalued.
adequately valued. And if you want to talk about it further, we can chat about it further.
Marcus LaGreca actually got me onto this. He got me onto this, and he started to wear daily sunscreen. So I got a moisturizer that's got 50 SPF in it because he was like, "You go and walk the dog for an hour. I'm outside in this like." So I've started wearing that shit daily. So it's not just the beach anymore. It's like I put it on my
Charles.
neck and my face.
You
every
should
day.
get one of those hats with
Sunsmart.
the neck flap.
Nah, I'll just wear.
No,
I'll just
well,
wear
you
my,
obviously, obviously don't care enough.
I'll just wear my $5 Ombra SPF fucking moisturizer from Aldi.
So you're not worried about the back of your neck? What, the back of your neck can't
I
get
put the back
melanomas?
in the neck. I put.
All right, we're moving on from the
Alright,
sun.
done,
We're moving
done.
on from the
I
sun.
just set up a moisturizer.
I
on
don't
the back
know,
of my
bro.
We're moving
I
on
don't know.
from the sauna. We go on the other end of the spectrum. Ice baths. Overrated, underrated.
Overrated.
Overrated. So overrated, it's not funny.
Overrated.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking weak dog, there. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck yeah, they're hard.
Charlie, can you please have an opinion?
Just come on.
Good or bad, just pick one.
Fairly right.
Fed sitter.
Fairly rated.
I think if we go
Move on. Move on. We're done with it. We're
If we go down the David Goggins path of do something hard every day, I think they're underrated.
Yeah, you reckon?
Cold shower, cold dip in the ocean, cold butt or whatever. It's a good chance to do
chance.
something hard for the day because, as we've discussed, not many people do anything hard at all, ever.
Yeah. Fair enough. No,
So-
true. I've been a sloth.
Underrated in that.
I've been a
But
sloth. So, yeah. Fair
find
enough.
something else. Just find something to
I
do
need an
something
ice
hard.
bath. We'll get one out the back.
We'll get one. Get
I've
one.
changed my view on ice baths. Underrated.
Wellness sauna out the back. Wellness fucking
Sauna,
Wellness
ice bath
retreat.
a lot.
Wellness retreat.
wellness retreat.
Alrighty, next up. Brunch.
Flotation tank,
Brunch.
mate. Just pick one.
Overrated.
Breakfast or lunch.
Overrated.
Brunch is.
What is brunch? It's just breakfast food a bit later.
It is. That's what it is.
all
That's
it
exactly why it's called brunch.
It's overrated. It's
You've
shit.
explained. You've explained
I
exactly.
don't
I think it's underrated.
I think
Why?
it's good, but it's overrated. Like the price you pay for fucking a bit of avocado on toast, couple eggs, like, man, like.
You pay that same price at breakfast. Brunch is not.
Breakfast is buying breakfast at cafes is also
did he
overrated.
is on the buying food out?
No. I love buying food out, but the price you pay at breakfast or brunch at these cafes, you go elsewhere, man, fucking way better value for money.
Do not do it on a public holiday.
No.
Yeah, they all
Surcharges on
now.
weekends. Some places have
Brunch
surcharges on
on a public
Saturdays.
holiday is that's a hard no. Like the meal always every time you rolled out of bed a bit later.
It's rushed.
You're eating out experience. I enjoy brunch if I don't go the big breakfast because you get the big. Oh no, you get the eggs on toast and you add all the sides and you've all of a sudden you spend $45.
Literally,
on
it's like, oh, it's $20 as
on
a
it.
base, and then you start going from
Yeah,
there.
so I've learned my lesson there because I did that on a public holiday once, and I spent $90 for two people, or maybe it was a bit more for two people, and I'm like, never again. This is never going to happen.
A coffee costs you $7.
Yeah, no.
okay.
So that the experience of brunch and just enjoying it, slow start experience. You get a chipper, waiter or waitress just come round. It's the morning. It's fucking tip top. I enjoy it. I enjoy the experience. Underrated.
I love the food, don't love the price. Simple as that.
I really enjoy it on a Sunday. If like we've been out, we've had a few drinks, a party or whatever, and then you get up, you're like, mate, fuck making coffee on the machine, fuck making breakfast.
Yeah.
Let's go down to a cafe, sit there.
Yeah. For how often I do it, I'm going to say it's underrated.
Yeah, because I'm with. I do it very sporadically.
I have done it many times over the years, more than I should have. So that's why it's overrated for me.
So
Oh,
has
and,
everyone just flip flopped or?
No, but I'm still overrated.
Underrated. Still overrated?
I'm still overrated.
I'm going to go
Completely underrated.
I think the question's been skewed now. Now we're just talking about cafe breakfast because brunch, as I said before, brunch is not It's not fucking real. It's just breakfast later, a little bit later.
I
11.
like to skip breakfast, so I would never go out for breakfast. I'd always go a later morning if I'm going to go out.
just
And
breakfast later.
I
And
like it. Underrated.
I also like having the choice. If you go to the brunch time, sometimes the lunch menus are open.
You know what I
So then
hate?
it's like I've got that option. It
So
could
it's
be
either breakfast or lunch. There's still no brunch.
I hate time-specific
choice.
menus.
Time
No, I
specific
know.
menus?
I hate breakfast that ends at 12. Why can't I come at 2 p.m. and get eggs? Like, come on.
breakfast all day. You always respect.
100%,
respect the
all
chef.
about- I respect
100%.
that.
I
Yeah,
respect
well,
that.
Macca's-
I must admit, I think being a chef would be one of the hardest jobs in the world. I think that would be, and I think if they've got their reasons to time frame things, I,
can,
reckon that's for good reason.
And that's why they drink.
Yeah, and that's
I worked
they,
in,
they would be
smoke.
chronically underslept.
I worked in hospo for a while.
They need a
and
sauna and
it
an
was,
ice bath.
I'll sort 'em out.
It's a tough job.
Yeah.
for sure.
Tough job. And then on the weekends, like I know the place I worked at, they do the breakfast, lunch, and then into dinner.
Yeah.
Some of them doing doubles on the weekend. It's like, because then you're also missing out on family time, social time.
Nah, for
like
sure,
When everyone
for
else
sure.
is off
Did
work.
they earn their family time?
Well, they don't get any because they're fucking working. It's a tough job. It's a tough job.
All right, we're moving on. Next one, Fred again. I think it's overrated.
Underrated.
Under.
I liked it. The boiler room set. I didn't like it the first time. I think I told Bulls, and then I liked it.
I have no idea what Fred again is.
Oh,
He's like the up and coming DJ at the moment,
But I could be off with my
like
rating,
producer
yeah.
DJ.
like,
Charles, just
it's I don't know. I
stick
feel
to
like
guns.
right now it's luck of the draw with TikTok. Like if you get a sick boiler room, you get on TikTok, you blow up, and there's just that many good DJs for everyone to be like, oh yeah, shuckers Fred again. Like it's fucking. I don't know. I think overrated just based off of how many other good DJs there are on the same level, if not better. That just by chance because of his TikTok boiler room, he's blown up. So that's not me saying I love his productions, love that boiler
Yeah,
room.
but he's overrated.
He's overrated.
You can like
That's
something
where
and
I'm
think
going.
it's overrated.
No. I was just stating because I don't know the before that could have been me painting him is not that good, but I think he's really good. I just think he's overrated.
You think he's really like hot?
I think he's great. I think he's fantastic.
Donnie, what are your thoughts, Donnie? He's good.
I think-
Overrated. Overrated.
Yeah,
Same context.
I think what the general consensus is that there's so many other DJs that would be just as good as him, but because he got that little fucking on TikTok, the little
Yeah, because that boiler room was bumping. Like, it's a sick
might
video.
just
It deserved to go viral, and like what he was doing with what was it called? The
little
controller?
touchpad.
The little
The drum.
touchpad. The machine that he was using, it was pretty sick.
those drum things he's doing.
Yeah, it was a UK boiler room. Everyone's fucking
Sweaty.
losing it, sweaty. Like it's a sick video. It's a really good
So I
video.
didn't like it the first time I listened to it. I put it on when I was working, and I just think it was
It's not for work.
yeah. And then the second time I listened to it, I was like, oh, I actually like this, and I've played it at the gym a couple times too. It's really, and I've enjoyed it. I think it's a good set.
It is a good set.
Moving on from a similar vein, we'll stick with music for now. Psytrance.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Heavily overrated. It's
I think
45
that'll
minutes.
that'll
not
do
even
it.
good for 45 minutes. It's good for 1 or 2 drops, and that's it. See you later. It's the same drop every
for
time.
45
Triple
minutes.
drums, triple bass,
Triplet.
and a fucking little alien noise from the bush coming out the back corner.
So for me-
out the left tweaker.
I go when I think about music, I think about all right, I'm fucking teleported and I'm at a festival. Like, is this because you can't do 6 hours of it?
Nah.
You just can't. It's impossible.
I just
As
look
you
at my
said-
favorite DJs now. They're the ones that are genre bending through a set. Like they don't just stick to one genre. It's not just tech house the whole
100%.
set. It's the one that can disco and then put a house track in. They'll play house for like 15 minutes and they'll come back into disco. I don't know. That's where I'm at now with my musical taste.
Yeah, well, I think I'm looking at it from just because psytrance can get played a lot in trance, but from a trance standpoint, I feel like there's more elements than just it's the same fucking thing over and over again.
But even the trance DJs that you listen to, like even like Jock and shit like that, Brian Carney, they'll throw some uplifting in and then they'll throw
It's
some
different.
really, really hard driving
Yeah, and then-
tracks.
and then they'll
bring it back.
It's
at
about the
it.
contrast
and then
and the
they'll throw in
journey.
a
Exactly.
new bootleg they've done with this vocal over and it's like it's all a bit different. And then I struggle to distinguish the different tracks because it's all fucking the same.
It's all triple bass.
Yeah.
And fucking,
I'll be honest though, the only time I've really loved a size set was at Luminosity in 2017. Asterix played,
Yeah.
and it was crazy.
Crazy.
But again, I think that's just a one-off experience.
Yeah, it's
and Asterix is a.
If we have to go back 6 years and one event,
Yeah.
no good.
No, there's
one memory.
Yeah.
But I've never
At one
gone-
time.
No, I've gone to psytrance events and I've gone out. It was coming soon. It was years ago. Coming
Yeah,
soon.
they're
And I
aggressive.
went out and I was just like, and I just went outside for most of the night. I went in for half an hour of the set. I'm like, this sucks. And it was shit. Even like Tech House, man. I went to All Day I Dream. It was like Lee Burridge, Matthew DK,
Yeah.
like single tracks, mad, real euphoric. But all the tracks are exactly the same.
Yeah.
But there's a couple tracks standalone. It's sick. I'm like 8 hours of this. I'm like, this is shit. It's just too much of the same thing.
The same thing. I did. There's been some nice. Like, like Morton Grenell. I don't mind a little bit of that proggy stuff. But again, 1 hour.
1 hour's enough.
1 hour's enough. It's not a all day listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
overrated.
Overrated.
I think also going back, I think psytrance is very much when you're coming into the electronic music world. It can be very cool. There's big drops and shit. As you get a little bit more developed with your taste, you start to go, same shit.
So because immature people like
immature,
psytrance.
but
Is that what you're saying?
when I was 21.
Is that what you're saying?
No,
Yeah,
when
that's
I
what
was
he's saying.
21. No, not immature. When I was 21, I was like, this is mad. But then as you
And what were you at 21?
Immature.
as you get
Your
older,
unrefined
So
musical palette.
your music taste has it's matured.
Yes.
Because when I was younger, you go
hard
out
drops.
and set, you just want drop after
yeah.
drop. When you get a bit older, it's like fuck, man. Like just I need a bit of respite. Like it's just too hard. the
even
whole time.
with trance, I remember when there was no drops, I'd be off. Like now, I actually find myself focusing on the music and enjoying the build ups and because that's where the
suspense.
the suspense it comes from. That building and building and building, and then it's like 3, 4, 5 minutes of building, and then you get the fucking It's like
you got to earn it.
you got to earn it.
Earn your drops.
Earn your drops.
Earn
Earn your drops.
Earn your drops. All right,
Run a 5K.
we're gonna move on to the fast food world for a little bit here. Red Rooster seems to be a contentious
Underrated.
Shit house. Drug front.
Drug front, 100%.
It's significantly overrated. It's delivered
Why'd you
diarrhea.
give me that? Red Rooster.
It's underrated.
It sucks.
It sucks, man.
It's fucking shit.
Why?
It sucks. I thought I said something.
Every time I have it, I have diarrhea. Like literally within 12 hours.
I think you have diarrhea from everything though, man.
You have
though.
a gut problem.
No, I'm allergic to Red Rooster. I'm allergic to Red Rooster. Something they fucking feed them
allergic to a lot of
chickens.
things.
Something I just fucking piss out my ass.
So my thing with Red Rooster is if you're gonna get the chicken and shit, you don't go to Red Rooster.
You don't go to Red
No,
Rooster.
you don't get the chicken.
Look, that's strip.
You don't get the chicken from Red Rooster. What are you going for Red Rooster
Let's talk
for?
about the charcoal chicken.
The Ripper.
Let's talk about the charcoal chicken.
you get
don't
the
get the
Ripper
charcoal
combo.
chicken from there.
Ripper combo.
That's what Red Rooster is.
So what do you
What
get?
are you ordering at Red
Ripper
Rooster?
Ripper
That's what it
combos.
is.
Ripper-
See if you looked at the menu.
Ripper
No,
combos.
I always get diarrhea. I'm looking at the
Ripper
toilet bowl.
combos. Rippers, man.
Rippers, man.
What is a
Rippers-
Ripper roll?
Hey,
Oh,
go
it's
get a
Ripper.
fucking Ripper roll. They're actually good.
Fucking
you know
rip
what?
'em
I'll
up.
take it back. Rippers are good.
The Ripper. They got the Twister. Is that KFC? I think
Twisters KFC.
Twisters
I
KFC.
love
They had-
KFC.
What is a Ripper roll?
Cracker.
We'll go get one today
It's
for
like,
lunch.
you know chicken tendies?
Yeah.
It's like that, but the Red Rooster version. Bit of lettuce, bit of herb mayo. Maybe it's aioli. I think there's dill in there. It's dill aioli.
Dill aioli.
Oh, mate. And it's just lettuce that, and it's like a baguette. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know it was refined.
No, it's
baguette.
crazy.
Maybe I've got
and then they
immature
have those
taste buds.
microwave chicken rolls, which are like chat, but you put them down. You can get them from servos and shit. They're really soft bread, like chicken and mayo. They're good.
One thing I'll give him.
And then some of the burgers are actually pretty good as well. It's like crumb chicken. It's good.
One thing I'll give him. They're the largest soups you can get in drive-through. Their family is like a proper tray. I respect that.
Like Ross put something in the Discord. Sorry, he goes, "You get charcoal chicken through a drive-through." He goes, "Brother, that is peak civilization."
That is peak. That is.
It is. It's up there with Bedasma in Oakley. You can get a frappe.
Yeah, on the
frappe,
no, no.
spanakopita, freddo espresso, drive-through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within literally 5 minutes, Marcus Swan, they see his car roll up and they prep his coffee before he gets into the car park.
He's got pool.
Is that the one on Warrigal Road?
Yeah.
On Warrigal Road, where the
that
Shell
walking
is.
bridge?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Warrigal
where
and
the
Princess
Chargers,
Highway.
Oakley Chargers ground is.
Yeah.
That's peak
So,
civilization.
just quickly, Red Rooster seems like underrated from you two now.
Underrated for me. For
Overrated.
sure.
Overrated. It sucks.
You have a
I
week.
don't think it can be overrated.
You have a week.
GYG,
You got a
Guzman
week.
Gomez.
Week.
Overrated
I think-
dog shit.
I think it's overrated. It used to be really good
Hate
and it's
it.
swung.
It's shit.
So
Service is shit.
I don't
They're slow. They fuck up the order every time. And I could never understand why everyone was so
Glad you're not
obsessed
sitting
with
on the
it.
fence right now. This is
This
Charlie
is
has
the
an
one-
opinion for
No,
once.
Back on the fence.
when you fucking hit me with something that I hate it. Deuce loves it. But you know what?
I'm off it.
Subjective experience. If you like it, go and enjoy it. But I reckon it's shit. Every time it's late, it fucking takes forever.
The thing I hate about it is the serving size is so variable. Like
Yes.
a burrito
Me
could be
and-
fucking tiny, or it could be like this
Massive.
huge fucking
When-
rice log.
Yeah.
Like, what
when
is this?
Cam was an intern here, we'd Uber Eats
yeah.
it nearly every Thursday because he did the Thursday shift with me.
Different order every
Man,
time.
sometimes I'd order a double and then like it would be like small, and then next week we'd order a single and it's the same size. It's like, bro, like I ordered extra fish. Like, how the fuck is it the same? Haven't been there since they got rid of the fish, but definitely towards the end, the quality
They
was
dropped.
taking a hit. Because that was good about it. You'd rock up and like it was so consistent. I went all around Melbourne. It was always fresh. It was always good serving, and then they just dropped the ball a little bit, which we don't love.
It has no flavor.
Ooh. That's
I disagree.
I enjoy the taste. I enjoy all
It
the
has no flavor.
everything that you said about it in terms of like just service, drop off, all that. I agree 100%. Every time I go there, I'm like, I don't regret it.
So
Like,
I
it's
don't
good.
actually enjoy it either. So
What's
then
your
it's-
go-to cheap and nasty Mexican place?
Well, it's not. I think that the kicker with Guzman is not. It's not.
It's a drive-thru.
It's not nasty. It's like macro friendly. If you're going to pick
Yeah.
something, like that's the.
But for just like a
that's the
chain
kicker.
though, like what do you go to?
Echo.
I don't go Mexican.
Yeah, right, so
So
you just-
chain. I don't
Echo
know if I go to
Mexico.
chains.
If I go Mexican, I'll go to an actual Mexican restaurant.
Where do we go? Hot Lips.
That's
last
why I said
time,
cheap
so
and nasty because it's not like actual
Head
proper
show's good.
Mexican restaurant. It's just like it's a
And
drive.
Hot Lips. There's that other one. MJ
Yeah, it fits
Friday,
in
you
the
went to
fast
Chelsea.
food
Yeah,
category.
it's fast
But
food.
sometimes it's slow as fuck. But yeah.
Yeah, so fast
I've
food
been
that's
there,
slow.
so-
Hungry Jack's.
Great.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
The burgers
underrated.
may actually be better.
When
Hungry
you-
Jack's.
when
No,
you-
they definitely are.
when you
can
have
definitely
it-
taste the flame.
The flame, you can taste the flame.
When you have it, it hits that spot.
yeah.
Ultimate double whopper.
And their chips are good
You
too.
tell me you don't get the runs from that.
No, Red Rooster.
Man, he thinks McDonald's is the best restaurant in the world. Like,
Huh?
Don't
he thinks
think
McDonald's is the best restaurant in the world.
I know McDonald's is the
I
best
just
restaurant
like
in the world.
I underrated, love it. Even if it gives me the runs, it's not going to change my opinion. Like it's fucking, it's Hungry Jack's is crazy. It fucking
Diarrhea or not.
Hungry
Hits spots,
Jack's,
brother.
Hungry Jack's is good.
I love onion rings. I don't know how I feel about their change from those old fake onion rings they had to the current ones now, where they tried to make them a bit real. Remember
You want
I
the
don't
fake
get
ones.
the onion rings. My guts can't handle onion.
Oh, neither can mine. But
Doesn't stop him.
That's the fun of it.
Onion fucks.
That was the thing. I remember
actually,
when I was younger, my mum wouldn't let me have onion rings ever. She knew what was about to come.
yeah. So my sister,
Do it.
her fiance is a gastroenterologist.
Enterologist.
Yeah. And he says that the strongest evidence, equal evidence of going on a FODMAP. You know what low FODMAP is? There is equal strength in the evidence for getting hypnotized out of your gut
Really?
irritability.
So you just get placeboed hard.
Well, yeah, it's a hypnosis thing. So I'm thinking about going to get hypnosis treatment.
Either FODMAP sucks or
For-
hypnotism is really good.
So
Hypnosis.
you placeboed yourself out of enjoying Red Rooster. Fuck.
So maybe we can placebo.
Next
him
time,
enjoying
let's go
the
eat
beach.
Red Rooster, and I'll show you what happened.
Get your Red Rooster on the beach.
So I'm gonna go and get hypnotized for my
So that's vlog content.
inability to eat onion and garlic.
I reckon
pears.
there's definitely something in the cooked onion though. So raw onion's fine. As soon as it gets cooked on the barbie, mate, my ass.
I don't know. I reckon it just does me regardless.
Some molecule gets secreted when it hits the hot
Are you
plate.
talking like
Yeah, any cooked onion.
like soggy
Caramelised.
like
Caramelized onion.
That's what it-
When you cook them, it's just like, I don't know.
Caramelize. You're allergic to caramelized.
Fucking,
All right.
I'm not allergic. I just fart.
I think any amount of gas would never stop me from eating that onion.
I love it. I reckon it's funny.
It's
Fucking hell. Charlie loves farting.
2 hours of just farting.
2 hours.
All right, we'll stick with the food. Avocado.
I love it.
I love it.
It's a good food.
I call it nature's butter.
It's a good one. That's a
That's
real,
like,
that's a real vegan thing to
fruit.
say.
Yeah, nature's
Fruit is
butter.
like nature's candy.
Yeah.
Nature's dessert.
I'd say properly
Nature's
rated.
dessert.
Properly
I think
rated?
It's good, and most people like
Properly
it's not
rated.
a-
I don't think over, under.
Yeah. Cocktails.
Great.
The
I'd
context
say-
for cocktails is the price.
it. That's me.
Price overrated.
I can't do it. I can't do $25. I'd rather just convince myself that I like a $12 beer.
What my issue is with cocktails is that places that don't know how to make them charge the same price as places that do know how to make them. So you're paying $20 to $25.
They ride the name
Yes,
of a cocktail.
at a good place. You
Of
go
a dirty
like,
sour.
I'm just at the top of my head. I went to Chin Chin. I had a spicy margarita. It was crazy. You go, yep, I'm happy to pay the price for that because it was a good fucking cocktail. I'm gonna throw someone under the bus here. Republica in St Kilda.
You can throw them under the bus. They're not going to worry
shit,
about
though.
your
They're just
opinion on their
shit.
cocktails. They're
Cocktails
printing
are
money
shit.
down there.
Name them. Name them. No, but they're shit and they're inconsistent and they're just like not worth $25.
I feel like those big bars
tell
that have like just
just don't
so
buy-
like let's just say 300 people there. They're
Yeah.
always going to be behind. They're going to be shit. They're going to be
super
rushed. Like it's
slow.
just
You should just ream out one of the bartenders next time. If you order the same cocktail 3 times, request to be made by 3 different bartenders. You are an $18 cocktail. You're a 25.
I'm only paying 20. I'm only paying
You're
18.
off the team. Go.
like
you don't.
Barbados in Port Douglas.
They're good cocktails.
That's their actual
Good cockies?
cocktail bar and they have a rotating menu and shit. So they
Oh,
have-
really?
So like we bought some different ones that you're never gonna, and they were like proper. That was like it was an experience.
Yeah.
Sitting there on the water and they're bringing out these cocktails and
Yeah.
that's good cocktails.
Fair enough. Prawns on Christmas Day.
Underrated.
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 Shrimps on the barbie.
I much prefer prawns without all their heads and shells and shit like that. I don't like disassembling them.
No time for dramas.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
give
yeah.
it to me. Give it to me as is. Everyone loves the fucking. Get the full one. Nah, get it peeled. We don't
Get
need
it
to peel
peeled.
them.
There's no
Or
time.
buy them peeled.
I
I want
peel.
volume.
I like peeling.
I don't like peeling.
Deuce eats the head, doesn't she?
She eats the head, yeah.
That's fucked.
The Greek.
That's a fleet.
That's
I just throw them to her. Here you go. I cut the head off. She just slams them.
I'm all for eating if it was cooked, but not like fucking. Does she eat them?
No, she doesn't eat them raw. She eats them cooked.
So the red ones that you get,
Yeah.
they're cold, but they're cooked. They're being cooked.
Yeah, if you like fried the fuck out of it, I'd give it a chomp, but not just like cold. I wouldn't go cold.
I've tried them with the cocktail sauce. I get it's a thing, but I just don't like it. No, it's I put them down. I can put them down. I don't know. I'd much prefer them with a bit of heat on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Joe Rogan as a comedian.
I've never actually watched any.
I've watched one special. It was pretty
actually
average.
don't like him as a comedian.
pretty
Yeah,
average.
I just don't think he's rated that highly as a comedian. Is he?
What's the thing? I think
Well, he's got a fucking
he's probably properly rated because
I've never actually watched.
He's
one
got
of
like
his
he's got like Netflix and stuff had him on. And,
Yeah, but I feel like there's heaps
Do you
of
reckon-
shit.
there's heaps of shit comics on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
So-
that's the marker. I don't know. I think overrated is good. I don't know if
Overrated.
it's rated really high.
I don't know
when
anyone
people
who's-
talk about the best comics.
They never
his
mention
name,
him.
his name never comes up. So I don't know if he's rated that highly anyway.
Yeah.
Fairly rated, I guess.
Yeah.
Fairly rated.
Get off the fence, mate.
No, he is because I don't know. No one rates him. Who do
Yeah,
you,
I don't know
Who do you
anyone that
speak
rates
to about
I've never watched one of
comedy?
his
And there's like,
Joe Rogan's
bro,
the funniest
I love
guy.
Joe
like,
Rogan.
yeah.
Nah.
No one. As a podcast, people love him, but
And as a UFC commentator, people love him, but not as a
as
comedian.
a comic. But we
As
know
a
he's
host of
comic.
that weird show he was on in the
Fear
2000s.
Factor.
Fear
Fear
Factor.
Factor.
That was a
I'm
mad
Joe
show.
Rogan.
Some
And-
good shows need to come back.
Some of those stuff will never. That will never.
They'll never come back. But I also think I've always thought those shows when we were kids, they were more
Crazy.
impressive and crazy. Now if they came back, you'd be like, what is this shit?
What is this shit? Why are they sitting in a bunch of cockroaches?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
False cocks.
Yeah. Friends.
Overrated.
Overrated.
I like it, but it is overrated.
Breaking Bad.
I didn't even get my
Never watched
answer.
it.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
You just said nah.
No, because I think I've been someone who's actually switched from an overrated to an underrated. It's actually very funny.
Oh.
Because I was the same.
On the fence again.
No. I just gave it an underrated.
Yeah, but you're swinging around, mate.
Mate, we're not. You don't. Oh, you don't fucking have an opinion once in your life and then that's it. You
I
can
do.
fucking change.
You got to stick with it.
You actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
stick with
You got to
it.
be a bit more fucking flexible.
People are going to change
Overrated.
rates.
People say it's the funniest thing. I just don't think it's funny at all.
It's not the funniest thing. I
It
like
doesn't
it.
make me. Make me laugh.
Do you laugh at the laugh
I
tracks?
laugh at it.
Yeah.
I laugh. I do laugh.
Who's your favorite character? I must admit, Ross is pretty funny.
Ross is funny. Ross
Yeah, I
is
love
funny.
Ross.
I just love Jennifer Aniston.
I like Phoebe, but no one likes Phoebe. So
Yeah.
She's annoying.
yeah, but you've also got
Phoebe,
you've got a different,
overrated.
you've got like you like all the fucking crude, not the
Crude.
what's it called?
You got immature humor.
Parks and Rec. It's like the awkward humor.
Yeah, I like that.
So
shit.
so a lot of
He's an
people
awkward
don't
guy.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that too, but I can see why people don't like.
The
it.
Office. Do you like The Office?
That's also awkward humor.
I don't like the American one. I like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
I like him.
Did you?
But that's even more.
Ricky Gervais' stand-up is fucking hilarious.
He's unbelievable.
Absolutely fucking hilarious. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh mate, just
Dude,
watch
what's
it.
it called?
Just watch
Supernormal? Superhuman?
Yeah, super normal, super fucking yeah. I
Comedian-
watched both of them.
Right, watch his, just watch his Golden Globes things. That's
Comedian
it.
that everyone,
That's all.
I've watched those. Comedian that everyone needs to get around. Stavros Halkias.
Oh, absolutely.
Stavy Baby. He's Greek
he's
American. He is fucking
The
hilarious.
first 90 minutes of his recent episode with Joe Rogan
funny.
is fucking hilarious.
Literally, yeah, the first 90 minutes, I swear to God,
It's my
I don't think
favourite.
I don't think I've laughed more
he
on a
got
podcast. And I
stand-up?
love comedy podcasts.
Yeah.
He's got stand-up, he's got his own
Yeah.
podcast, but that 90 minutes was fucked, but so good. He's a fucking sick
Underrated, yeah.
Has he got stand up on
He's on,
Netflix?
he's on the come up. He's on YouTube.
Yeah, he puts it on YouTube.
He puts it on YouTube.
Oh, okay, here I'm throwing one in. Overrated Netflix specials, underrated comedians just riffing it on podcasts. Without fail, I tend to laugh more at cunts just talking off the cuff on
talking
podcasts versus their comedy special. I just find, for me, it's just the format that I
Yeah, because
think
they're just funny
is
people.
better.
So anything,
And it's less
whatever
scripted. They're just more natural. It's just, yeah.
I reckon underrated is comedians on talk shows, not just podcasts. Like
Yeah.
on Conan, Letterman.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like Norm Macdonald's appearances on Conan and Letterman.
Because they sort of play with him.
They play with them, and they're good interviewers. Like let him go. Jimmy Fallon sucks.
Yeah, he just
Jimmy
fucking...
Fallon shit. They just like laughed at it. It's like, all right, thanks, man. I was just trying to drag this bit out, but you fucked it with your laughter and interrupting me. But Letterman and Conan, they know how to drag him out. Like Bill Burr, Conan is the best. I think Conan is by far
Conan
the best.
is easily the best, yeah.
By far, and he just knows how to get him going. Like he doesn't laugh too long. Doesn't
he's
drag
also
it out,
funny.
and he's also very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Conan is the best.
Conan, Ice Cube, and
Kevin Hart.
and Kevin Hart in the car.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen it?
No,
Where
I've seen
they
it.
get a lift.
Yeah.
They get like a lift or like the equivalent of like an Uber or something over there.
Just gotta pick people up,
And it's fucking so funny. That is probably my favorite YouTube video of all time.
Conan O'Brien.
Norm
hilarious.
Macdonald on any talk show. If you haven't watched it, watch them. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's very like his humors. I don't know. Not everyone gets.
I
that,
love
but
him.
feel like-
I fucking love him.
He's so
Yeah.
good. Rest in
I'm going to
peace, man.
stereotype here. I feel like the people that would like Friends wouldn't like
Norm Macdonald. Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, you won't like Norm Macdonald.
No, I like
He
Norm
likes Norm
Macdonald.
Macdonald.
Take it.
No, but I'm saying because I can see the different types of humor
Yeah.
because it's different. It's awkward humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it's a stereotype. It's not everyone. It's stereotyping. Like it's the average.
It's all right. You
It's
vilified
the
us. It's
average.
all right.
Vilified
It's
all
fine.
these fucking
Yeah.
dogs.
Speaking of dogs, cavoodles. Cavoodles are, I think, adequately rated because everyone loves them.
I think the price is. I get why the
What are they going for these days?
price
I think it's come
overrated
down a
because
bit.
it's not. It's come down because COVID went fucking ballistic. They were about $3,500, and then COVID pushed them up to like $8,000.
Yeah, chili was a bit.
Expensive
Because
dog.
of their status as not a purebred dog, I feel like that price point is
mutts.
overrated.
They're mutts.
But as a dog, I can see that they're a great dog because they're fucking. I know my mum wanted to get one because they don't shed. That was a big one. But they're couch dogs. They're cuddly. They're friendly. They're good family dogs.
Does that make the price point a bit more?
No, I've said the price point's overrated.
I'm saying, does that make the price point
Price
more
point's just
justified?
reflective.
It's supply and demand.
Supply and demand,
Supply
mate.
and
demand.
Economics
So what's
101.
overrated? Fuck capitalism, mate.
Capitalism's overrated. Supply and demand's overrated.
Supply and demand,
Inflation. Just they're but yeah, people buying them. So
But you can think that most people can still like them, and you can still think they're overrated. You know what I mean?
I didn't say they were overrated.
I know, but
I said
what I'm
the
saying
price
though
was
is
overrated.
Yeah, well, you can still think that though. You can still think that, despite understanding that most people are willing to pay for them.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't,
have
so
your
I don't
opinion.
know. I don't know. If
Go on.
I don't
have your
know.
opinion.
I don't know if my mum would have paid
stuffies?
I don't know if my mum would have paid $8,000
Yeah, fair.
because they got in 2017. It was a fair bit cheaper.
They got him
back
before the demand was
then.
up.
They got
They beat
before
early
supply. Before the
investors.
market fucking
Yeah,
rose
yeah.
in cavoodles.
All right, this will be the last one.
But at the same time, I paid a lot for my dog, so
Yeah.
fucking who cares?
Someone-
it's what you it's what you value in life. You want to pay fucking
Back
money for
on the
something?
fence. Back on the fence.
we go.
Mate, the fence is a good place to be. You're up high.
Fuck the
Fucking see
fence.
over both sides. And laugh at you peasants on the floor.
All right, the last one. There's heaps more, but I'm just going to do this as the last one.
Or we could do a rapid fire
Do
with
rapid
no fence
fire.
sitting.
Just straight out, no
All
explanation.
right,
bang.
We'll do one with context and five rapid fire.
Yeah, the last one
Rapid
is
fire all.
training commando, but I think just being commando in general, which is not wearing undies, like just free balling.
Fuck that.
I hate it. I
hate it.
fucking hate
Is that
it.
overrated? Yeah.
Is that like a
overrated.
thing that people rate highly anyway?
Absolutely. Some
overrated.
People, yes, they're like, oh, I feel free or whatever. What are you
Mate,
talking
The
about?
whole point of underwear is to support the fucking package.
Yeah, we're loose jocks.
It is the worst feeling of
Not
all.
training.
If
That's
you go
overrated.
commando, you are fucked.
Commando,
I
and
hate-
commando and trackies is chat.
I hate that. I hate
No one
that
needs to
Great
say that.
track.
Yeah,
No one needs to say
Ja
that.
Ja Rule. Yeah.
One of the best things, I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I like being supported. But the budgie smugglers, because now I wear those under my board shorts, best thing ever.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I'm wearing underwear at the beach.
All right, we're going to go through the leg press.
Shit.
Overrated.
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 I reckon properly rated. People don't fucking. Anyway, no
off
explanation.
fence.
No explanation.
Shit.
These new AI fitness apps. So like there's a couple up now. So it started with Juggernaut, which was never AI, but that was
Yeah.
sort of the first one. That framework of a
Now it's evolving.
Overrated. I'm old
Overrated.
school. Just use
I
a
think it's
fucking
over- yeah.
buy a
Overrated.
12-week program
yeah.
or subscribe to the Strength Culture Training app.
With everything I know about, even you watch, it's overrated.
Overrated?
Because that app doesn't know shit about you, and it's a robot.
It gives
It's
you
working off some
15,000 sets a week.
algorithms. Yeah.
Over.
And actually, that's what I've heard from people is that they get that's a lot of volume.
Crazy volume.
That's the Juggernaut one.
Nah, apparently the Evolve as well. Apparently.
Yeah, it's the same guy that built it though.
There you go.
Garrett Blevins maybe likes
But
volume.
anyway, or just write your own program.
Yeah. Breaking Bad.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, fairly rated. It's fucking classic.
It's fairly rated. It's
I
not
think it's
under
fairly
over
rated,
best TV show. But The Wire is on binge, so I'm gonna watch.
I got to
that.
watch The Wire as
Watch
well.
The
yeah.
Wire.
It's on binge. I saw it. I need to watch
That's
it.
also fairly rated.
Shawshank Redemption.
Fairly rated.
Fairly rated.
Fairly rated.
Protein water.
Overrated.
Haven't.
I've never had one. Charlie, you had one, didn't you?
I had
That's
one.
underrated.
So what I gave, I said people, I was like, and again, this is because I ran and swam, so I was probably fairly parched. The first half was good, and then the taste got a bit weird.
Change my mind. It's underrated.
Ooh.
underrated because some
convenient.
people
How's
don't
that-
like whey.
But I was too quick. I was too quick on the mark. It's fucking mad.
It's
Bro,
convenient.
the milky. No, it's actually mad. The milkiness of fucking actual proteins. Chat. I can neck them.
So
Underrated.
Well, yeah, going on that day, it was hot. I had ran and I had swam already. It hit all my markers. Got a bit of weight.
This is a great rapid fire.
Bit of hydration.
All right, let's go.
Blue light blocking glasses.
Underrated.
Overrated. They do fucking nothing.
Wait, you can't
They
explain.
do
Yeah, no, the
nothing.
ones you need are the wraparounds, and they look fucked. They're
I know.
full
The
wraparounds.
I know.
They're hectic, and they cost like $150 plus.
I paid. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. So
Do you actually feel like they do something?
They do. I've stopped wearing them, but they do.
So,
Wait, no explanation. Keep going. Keep going. Chop.
Explain.
actually reading a book.
Properly rated.
overrated.
Overrated.
No,
I can't read. So
Listen to it at 1.5 speed.
It's just it's underrated. But I think what people don't
no
realize
one cares. Move on.
reading is a skill.
Yeah, well, I don't have it, so it's overrated.
Because you don't fucking put effort into it. You got an attention span of a 2-year-old.
I'm not disagreeing. That's why I'm saying it's overrated. It's so based off my skill, bro. Fucking calm down.
Let him have his
right?
opinion, man.
Move on.
I think reading as
What,
a
you think
task,
you're fucking better than me?
fairly rated. I'm better than you.
Yeah. Weak dog.
Training abs.
Training abs, underrated.
Underrated. Doesn't get done enough.
Yeah. All right.
Guys, what's your opinion, bro?
I don't think fairly rated. Fairly rated. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it goes either way there. Not wearing socks. Now we're really
No, we're not doing
There you go. Not wearing
activation exercises.
Dog shit.
Underrated. Underrated.
Dog shit.
New dog shit or not dog shit. Ready? All right. These ones are dog shit or not dog shit.
There's no in between.
There's no in between. All right.
Dog shit.
Activation exercise.
Dog shit.
Not dog shit.
Not dog shit.
They're the best. Keep going.
Mini bands.
Dog shit.
Dog
Wait,
shit.
just quickly,
Dog
I'm
shit.
all for. I've been listening to list cloggers, and I love the sarcasm where you agree with the people you don't agree with, but it's like in a sarcastic way.
Yeah, fuck
like,
you.
Like that. I love that. I love that. I'm all for it.
Mini bands.
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. Mini bands for glute exercises.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. Glute activation.
Dog shit.
Not dog shit.
Accommodating resistance.
Dog shit.
Dog shit.
Nah, it's mad.
Dog shit.
I think it's dog shit.
It's dog shit for the amount of effort. Just fucking lift the normal.
Right,
Just lift the normal
next.
weight. Dog
You're
shit.
getting
That's-
jacked either way.
Now we've really got nothing left, so we're going to call it there. Thank
Dog
you very
shit.
much for listening. If you made it this far, we appreciate you. 5 stars on Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're still here on the YouTube channel. And also, we are available for coaching, online coaching. If you want to reach out to one of the boys, you can jump through their DMs or the first link in the description down below. And we will see you next week.
Laters.
Bye.